This is Mark Newsom, Mr. Marketing. Welcome to this special presentation entitled A Really Simple Sales Strategy That Can and Will Add an Additional 25% More Gross Profit to Your Bottom Line in the Next 90 Days or Less. Ladies and gentlemen, this video is going to expose you to an incredibly powerful sales strategy that entrepreneur you can use right now to increase your profits by a bare bones minimum of 25% or more, believe it or not, in the next 90 days or less. Now basically, this incredibly simple battlefield tested strategy, it actually has 3 simple steps. Take a look. Here's step 1. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're going to do is create a contest where you're going to ask your best customers, or if you're a service provider, your clients, to rate your top 3 promotions and ask them to explain why they like these particular promotions and what they like best about them. In reality, what you're doing here is creating a glorified survey, but we're using the contest angle to really juice them up and get them to participate. But here's the point. You're going to reward everybody that participates with some sort of coupon, but you're going to reward your participants who land in your top 3 promotion categories the best. So in other words, here's what's going to happen. At the end of this survey contest, you're going to know what's the top rated promotion, the second top rated, and the third top rated. Now, once you discover that, now let's say you only have 2 promotions. Well, the people who choose number 1, you give them the best reward. The people who choose number 2, you give them something, but not as good. Now, what if you say, well, Mark, I only have 1 promotion? Well, guess what? We got a strategy for that too, but we'll cover that in another video. But here's step 2. Pay close attention. You're going to take your number 1 voted top promotion, and here's what you're going to do. You're going to add a really provocative question, and you're going to put it initially on the back of, say, your flyers, so you can inexpensively test. Now here's what we're saying. Let's suppose that your best promotion was a X% off your first 3 purchases, or X% off your next number of purchases if it was a referral. But let's just go with first time customers so you can see how this might work. So here's your provocative question that would be on the back of your flyers. It would say, do you know the number 1 way that first time customers, and again if you're a service it would say, or clients, save a whopping, we're saying 20% off the first 3 purchases, or X% off your X number of purchases, and how you can too. And notice how the how's in exclamation points, parentheses, pardon me, and it's a little larger. Then it says www. Now notice something. It says your lead capture page. Now, 2 things. First, entrepreneur, do not send these potential leads straight to your blog's homepage, even if your blog has an opt-in box, meaning where they can put your name, their name and address in there. Is too many distractions going on your homepage, with the exception, this is not going to apply to 99% of you. If your blog's homepage is a pure lead capture page, static lead capture page, then you're okay. Now, if you're wondering what I just said, then that's proof positive. You do not want to send them to your blog's homepage. You send them directly to your lead capture page that's set up to capture their names for this specific promotion. Now, here's the second thing. Once you've inexpensively tested and found out what question gives you the best response, then, entrepreneur, you add that question along with your lead capture page. Now you roll it out. You put it on the back of your business cards. You put it back on the back of your stationery. Now, as I mentioned, there's 3 steps to this particular strategy. Now, if this were, say, a Google Hangout, and this was the first time you're getting exposed to Mr. Marketing, here's what I would do. I would stop right here and I would say, now, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who want to know what the third leg of this strategy is, but more importantly, how combining the third strategy with the first 2 will take it into an even higher level, then I would flash a lead capture page address. And 2 things would happen. Either you're curious and convinced enough to go there and opt in, or you're not. but I'd move on. So I'm going to say this to you. In part two of this particular video series, we'll cover what the third prong strategy is. But having said that, let me also say this. You could, if you wanted to, send them to a lead capture page. And if that webinar was recorded by, let's say, a whole nother entrepreneur, every time people went into that paid membership site and saw this particular presentation, what do you think a certain percentage of them are going to do? That's exactly right. They're going to go opt in. Now, that's not the strategy. But ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you can see how this particular sales strategy can and will boost your long-term profits. At least I hope you can. With that said, for those of you who want to discover how you're going to add an additional 25% more gross profit to your bottom line, do so in the next 90 days or less without having to add any new customers or clients, then entrepreneur, do yourself a favor. Grab that free 9-page special report. Head over to youcanmarketonlinenow.com/sales because that's where you can get it. This is Mark Newsom, Mr. Marketing. We'll see you again next time on the Marketing Minute.